حيا الله الأم المعطاء الأم المرضعة. اليوم موضوعنا عن الرضاعة الطبيعية، وقدرنا الحمد لله ان احنا نستضيف اخصائية الرضاعة الطبيعية بيني وايت.
Thing once your baby is born is hold your baby. Skin to skin is so important. What it does is for your baby, it gives them security. I'll put my hand on the mic. But skin to skin is so important. What it does, once your baby is born, have that baby on your chest. What that does is it says to your baby that they're home and that you're their person. It also gets signals to your brain for the oxytocin to kick in, and oxytocin is the hormone responsible for making milk, and you really want that to be getting going. Do you know what? Holding your baby is the biggest thing you can do for them. Whether they're newborn, 6 weeks old, 6 months old, it's wonderful. It really helps with your mental health. The other thing you can do for breastfeeding success is to not wash your baby for at least 24 hours. You hear me? At least 24 hours. Reason why is two very important ones. Your baby will have something called vermix all over them, and vermix is like Sudocrem, and that is really, really good for the skin. And if you let that soak in and you avoid bathing them too much, actually there's a study from the University of East Anglia that shows conclusively that dermatitis and eczema is reduced in babies. Amniotic fluid. Your baby will smell of amniotic fluid, and to them, because their nose is so new, it's really that, like, it's that smell of home. They'll smell it on their hands, and then they'll smell it somewhere else. Your nipples secrete a hormone that smells like amniotic fluid, so your babies know to go to your nipples and feed. Okay, so don't wash your baby. You can make sure that the baby is rooming in with you, so that you're super, super duper responsive. If your baby is taken away from you for any reason and has to spend time in the nursery, what you need to do, and dads, if you're watching this clip, this is where you need to be really, really vocal. Make sure that they do not give your baby a bottle, because what they can use is a cup, a syringe or a spoon to feed the baby. What they do is that the baby can still get the nourishment in whether that's express milk or formula, but they use their mouth in a slightly different way, and it doesn't impact their breastfeeding. Okay, so cup, syringe or spoon if you need to supplement your baby. Ditch the swaddle. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the swaddle. What happens is the baby is all really, really warm and cozy, and think about it. It's Friday morning, Saturday morning, you don't have to get up for work, the bed's all nice and comfy, and you get up a bit later than you normally would do, and so you have your breakfast a bit later. If your baby's all warm and cozy in the swaddle, that's what happens to them. They don't wake up as often for feeding. So have your baby on you with just a blanket over the top. The very cool thing about your body is that your body temperature will warm up if your baby's cold. It will also cool down if the baby is getting too hot. So just a blanket over you is more than enough to keep them warm. Okay? Ditch your swaddle, have the baby in the room with you. Okay, so your baby is going to want to feed a lot. It is a perfectly natural, normal response. They are going to probably wanting to feed little and often. That's fine, that's perfectly okay. What that behaviour does is stimulate your milk. So you want that to be feeding. Your newborn baby is not going to come out, feed for 20 minutes, then go to sleep for 3 hours, wake up again, feed for 20 minutes and do that. That's not how they work. So expect them to feed little and often. Expect them to be on you a lot of the time. It's really good if they are, because they're promoting that milk production. Your milk, first few days you will produce, it's called liquid gold. It's bright yellow. Like, you really will be surprised at how yellow it is. Okay, it's meant to be that colour. It's packed full of loads and loads of goodness. Your breast milk actually doesn't come in till between day 3 to day 7. Day 7, folks. Okay, so keep on with that feeding. Avoid giving the baby a bottle if you can, and remember, you're not going to have milk for the first few days, and that is totally fine. It's what your body's meant to do. That first milk, what its job is actually, it has a laxative in it, and that laxative helps get out of all of that amniotic fluid and things that they've swallowed whilst they've been inside you, helps them get that out. Okay, so skin to skin, no bottles, no pacifiers or dummies. Dads, you need to be very vocal that you are, as a family, planning to breastfeed. Okay, ditch the swaddle. Some of you are really going to struggle with that one. Your colostrum is really good milk, okay, but your proper milk will come in from day 3 onwards. Okay, but take your time, be gentle with it. If you have any questions or you're worried about breastfeeding, then why don't you take a preparation for breastfeeding class before you have the baby? Then a trained breastfeeding counsellor can go through any issues that you may have, answer all those questions, and then you know what to expect, and you're calm and you're prepared for the journey ahead.
وصلنا حق نهاية الفيديو خواتي، أتمنى عجبكم المحتوى. راح أنزل لكم مواضيع تتعلق بالأمومة والطفل أسبوعيا، فتنسون الاشتراك في القناة.